Now, somebody said there were 3 travellers. Who were the 3 travellers? Sorry? Blah, blah, and blah. Caspar, Melchior, and Balthazar. Do you remember that?
No.
Caspar, Melchior, and Balthazar. And what were they? Shepherds? Were they? Donkeys? What were they? Kings. They were wise men. They came from a very, very, very long way away. My goodness me, they had been following that star for weeks. Weeks and miles and miles and miles. And they were coming on their camels. And they had nearly got to a village not very far from Bethlehem. Now, there was a lady living in that village. Her name was Babushka. Have you heard about Babushka? She was always busy. Do you know, her house was the cleanest house in the whole village. Not one speck of dirt was allowed into Babushka's house. If she saw a speck of dirt, she chased it away. She was always polishing. She polished the table, she polished the floor.
How did you take the bed the same?
No, not in Babushka's house. She had brushes for sweeping up mud, and she had brushes for sweeping up dust, and she had all kinds of brushes and covered dusters. She was forever cleaning up and tidying, scrubbing the sink, polishing, dusting, cooking, mending. She made cushion covers for her cushions. She made curtains for her windows, yellow ones with flowers on them. She was always busy. She cooked. She made wonderful barabi. Awesome. And she was well known for having the tidiest and the smartest house and the best food in the village. She was so busy, she didn't care about the star. People were talking about the star, and she said, I'm far too busy to look at stars. Far less worry about them. She was so busy, she didn't even hear the bells and the camels as they came along the road to the hills. She was so busy, she didn't hear the hooves of the horses and the camels as they came closer to the village, to her house. She was so busy, she didn't hear the people cheering and shouting. She didn't hear the pipes and the drums and the band playing as the 3 kings came into the village. She didn't hear any of that, but she did hear on her door. Oh, she said, who's that? She took off her apron, she stuck it down on she folded it up very, very tight. She opened the door, she put it inside the door, she shut the door. She went to open the door. Who was standing at the door? What do you think? Caspar, Melchior, and Balthazar. 3 kings. Now, if you went to your door, and you opened the door and you saw 3 kings standing there, what do you think you would say? No, exactly. That's what she said. Nothing. She just looked. And one of the kings said, Babushka, we have been told that this is the best house in the village. Do you think we could come and rest here until tonight? Because we are following the star. And we have to wait until it's dark because we can't see the star. And Babushka didn't say anything. She just opened the door and the kings came in. And they sat down by the fire. And Babushka busied herself away, and she made lunch for the kings, and she set the table, and the kings sat down and they ate. And then after lunch, they sat by the fire again, and she went and she made got some apple pie, and she gave them tea. And she asked them, by this time she got her voice back, and she said, well, who are you and where are you going? And they told her. They said, we have been following the star from the east, and we are looking for a little baby who is the Prince of Peace. We don't know where he is, but the star is taking us there. Look, we have gifts to give him. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. You can come too, Babushka. You can come with us. And she said, oh, I haven't got any gifts to give. I can't come. And anyway, I'm busy. I've got things to do. And they said, Babushka, you could give some of that chutney we had for lunch. That was really nice. You could give a jar of that. She looked at that king and she said, what? Chutney for a baby? Don't be silly. Babies need toys. And then she said, well, I've got some toys because I had a baby once and he was my little prince. But that was a long time ago, and anyway, I've got a lot to do, so You stay there, you sit by the fire and have a rest. And she went off to the kitchen and she tidied away, she washed the dishes and she prepared something for their supper afterwards for their tea. And the three kings had a snooze and they snored. Exactly. You know a lot about kings, don't you? They did, they snored. You didn't know that the three kings snored, did you? No. Well, you did, but the other people didn't. And at tea time, she made them some more tea, and they had bannock and they had cakes, and they had everything that they three people could possibly want. And then they said, it's getting dark now. The star is up, and we must go. Are you sure you're not going to come with us, Babushka? You don't need to bring anything. They said, all you need is your good heart. That's all they must. And she said, well, I'll think about it, but I've got to tidy up first. You carry on, and maybe I'll catch up. So off they went. They said, thank you very much, and off they went. Babushka looked around and she thought, well, you'd never imagined that three kings would make such a mess. Look, there's crumbs on the floor. And the covers on the chairs were all rumpled up, and she had to sort out the cushions, and she tidied up, she washed up, she cleaned up, everything she did. And then she thought, I'd better make some more apple pie because they might come back tomorrow. So she made some more apple pie, and then she went upstairs to the attic. She pulled out a big basket, and she began to pull some toys out of the basket. There was a little toy soldier. Did you, she said, you've lost your trumpet. We'll have to fix you. Oh! Haven't seen you for a long time. You're looking a bit worse for wear. You need a stitch. You'll have to sort your frock out. All over, aren't you? What else have we got? Oh, look! I've forgotten about that. But you could do a coat of paint. That's not very bright and exciting. And she set to, she fixed and she mended and she sorted and she painted until everything was good as new. And the little soldier had his trumpet back. And she packed them all up in a basket. And she was just about to set off when she realized the sun was coming up. And she also realized very, very tired. So she thought to herself, tell you what, I'll just lie down and have a little snooze, and then I'll carry on later. So she lay down and she went to sleep, and she slept all day. And when she woke up, well, the star was up in the sky, high and bright, and she thought, I must hurry and catch up with those kings. So she put the toys in the basket, and she put in a little bit of food to keep herself going, and she went to run. She ran. She thought, where do kings go? Kings, a prince, the palace. So she went to the palace. Herod's palace. Herod wasn't very friendly, was he? Do you remember Herod? The kings had been to Herod's palace. She went there and she knocked on the door, and the gate man came to the door and said, well, what do you want? And she said, the kings, did they come here looking for the little baby prince? And Herod heard her and he came out and said, yes, the kings have been here, and they are going to come and tell me if you find the little prince. Come and tell me, because I'm interested in it. There was something about her that I wish I didn't like. Although she said, yes sir, thank you sir. And she ran on. She said to herself, I'm looking back there. She ran on and she asked where she went. Can you see the three kings? And people said, yes, they went that way. Yes, they went to Bethlehem. And she ran, she came to Bethlehem. She found the stable. And you know, she pushed open the door. There was no bright shining light in the stable. It was a little bit dark. She pushed the door open. But there was a light. She could see a little manger. She could see straw on the floor. And she could see a circle of stars shining round the manger. But there was no Mary, no Joseph, no baby. They'd gone. And so Babushka went on running. And she ran from one village to another. And she carried on year after year after year, looking for that little baby. And you know, they say,